Hey guys, this is Kerry. I've been asked a couple of times, what I thought about the Scout Pack, the Kifaru Scout Pack, and also if I could show a layout of what I typically carry. That one was kind of a hard question to answer, the layout one, because I carry different stuff every time I go out, but I do have kind of a basic theme, and I'll show you guys. I've had this pack since October, so not a terribly long time, but I do average about one hike a week. And since receiving this pack, I don't think I've carried another pack out in the woods with me. So it has seen some use. Usually my hikes average between 6 to 8 miles, so it's got some miles on it. Nothing crazy. I haven't done any overnighters, multiple day trips. I haven't done any super long expeditions, just day hikes where I walk in, make a fire, hang out for a while, and walk out. But it's been a great pack, and give me just a second and I'll start pulling some stuff out and give you kind of an idea of the average loadout that I carry with it, and kind of give you some ideas of how it can be used for you. This is a rough idea about what I normally take out here. Some of the stuff gets changed out for other things. For example, this up here is a nesting cup, titanium nesting cup. Sometimes I switch it out with a corn boiler, zebra pot, something of that sort, but usually there's some sort of pot in there that I can boil water. Same thing with the water bottle. That one is an extremely large Nalgene bottle. It's about a size and a half of a normal one. I believe it's 48 ounces, something like that. I have other water bottles sometimes I'll put in there instead, but generally a water bottle and a pot of some sort's going. Same thing with the snug pack over there. That's actually the first time this one's come out to the woods. It's a jungle blanket. I actually just received it last week, I believe. Same size as a whoopee. A lot of times I'd bring a whoopee out here. Like most people, if there's space in my pack, I shove something in there. I haven't had to use a whoopee out of this pack, but I like having it there just in case. So I'll either bring that, or sometimes I'll bring like a very large jacket, like a large Empire Canvas Works Boro hoodie. Or sometimes I'll pack an actual wool blanket and I'll strap it to the bottom of the pack over there. But I usually have something of that sort in there, some sort of large blanket or large coat or something like that. Next, I have a ditty bag that I keep my shelter kit in. This tarp that you see in here is a Mest from Bushcraft Outfitters. It's a 5x7 tarp, and it fits in this ditty bag with that ridge line, some extra 550. I'll bring other tarps out. I got a 10x10, I've got a canvas tarp, things like that. But the Mest usually comes out. In fact, I don't think I've ever not brought it out, just because it packs so small. There's no reason to not bring it, and it's plenty tarp. Next, I have this ditty bag down here. I have a folding grill. It's made by Donk. He has a vendor forum on Bushcraft USA. I can't think of the name of his vendor forum on there, but if you search Donk, especially Donk Grill, that's D-O-N-K, it'll definitely come up. With his grill in that ditty bag, I always carry a flint and steel kit and some beeswax candles as well. And I always carry a light source, usually a pipe or two with a small amount of pipe tobacco will go in the pack. I always carry, a sharpening kit. That Altoids tin has wet dry sandpaper in there with a strop. An extra ferro rod, spoon carving knife, toilet paper for obvious reasons. Moving up, I have my cook kit. Goes in this ditty bag here. It's just a small cast iron pan. I've had other pans that I brought out before, but this is the one that, since I've got it, it's always come out. That is not booze in that bottle. That's actually olive oil, and that's just a pot holder there. And usually I bring some eggs, a wooden spoon, and that Sammy style bag is coffee. And then I have a Cuxus that was made by Adahay, who is also a vendor on Bushcraft USA. And that usually comes out with me. In fact, I can't think of a time it hasn't come out with me, because I just like drinking my coffee out of the wooden cup. I don't know why. I just do. I always have an axe of some sort. This right here is Granford Brooks Mini. Probably the smallest axe in existence. But I've packed all the way up to a Grant Brooks Scandinavian Forest axe, which is a much larger axe than this. It's not quite a full felling axe, but it's still a pretty large axe, and it's been able to strap to the bottom of this pack and rode fairly comfortably. I always have a small first aid kit with me. There's nothing crazy there, just some bandages, things like that. And I do have a tourniquet that's strapped to the top of this pack, mostly just because I really doubt that I'm going to do something that's so catastrophic that I'm going to need a tourniquet out here, but it's here just in case. That usually goes in the Tactical Tailor E&E pouch that I have mounted to the front of this. I could probably fit it inside the pack, but just for ease of getting to, I mean, if I need to get into my first aid kit, I probably, you know, am going to be in a little bit of a hurry. So I put it out there in the front, so it's a lot faster to get. I have those gloves. Those gloves are actually right on a D-ring on the belt. Most just because it's been kind of cool, not cold enough to where I really need like full-on gloves. For the most part, there's been a few days, but not usually. So I have those. Usually bring a pistol with this pack because it is a lumbar pack. You do rely heavily on the waistband. So a lot of holsters aren't super comfortable with this. I do have holsters that drop below, kind of like a dangler for a knife, that ride pretty well with this. But a lot of times I just put it on the actual belt itself. And this is another Tactical Tailor holster that I just mount to the belt. And it rides pretty well. Same thing with knives. If you have a dangler knife, there's nothing to worry about. If you have a knife similar to, or a regular knife pouch sheath, it can ride kind of towards the smaller of your back, so that way it'll kind of ride a little better. It's a little more comfortable for me than having the waistband itself pushing on it. And then with the molly all over this, you can actually load it out with quite a bit of stuff. In fact, I got right here, it's a Turley Lucky 1-2 collaboration. My wife is actually the one who makes everything for Lucky 1-2. It's kind of her business. But that's an axe hanger here, and that's what I've had the Mini on, and I've had larger axes go on it. And inside the pack, you have this here. This is what I usually put the pipe tobacco in, just so it's kind of there out of the way, because if I want to stop and get a smoke, I don't want to dig for it. Here's where I usually put, you know, the sharpening kit and stuff like that. It's just kind of out of the way. This back here, I guess you could put a hydration bladder or something like that. I'm not a big hydration bladder kind of guy, but I put my donk grill back there. Just kind of keeps it away and back off everything else. And it's got other little pockets down here that kind of ride the whole way down. And I don't really use those much, but I mean, I could see how they could be handy for some people. But all in all, I'm extremely happy with this pack. I would definitely buy it again. I did get kind of some fancy upgrades with this. I've got the padded belt with the molly webbing on it. I did get the Cryptek camo. You can get different stays in there, composite stays. You can get aluminum stays. With this small of a pack, aluminum's probably just fine. You're not going to, the aluminum will actually bend to you, the composite won't, but the composite is lighter. So that's a consideration. But with this pack being this small, I wouldn't be too concerned with weight. For the guys that are out there watching this going, well, where's all the rest of your crap that you need? Well, I do wear this Sporan. Again, another Lucky 1-2 product, and the same thing with that map case there. That has more stuff in there, GPS, more fire start materials, a PSK, things of that nature, you know, that I would use regularly, usually rides in that Sporan. So it does help when you have a smaller pack to have something like this. I know a lot of people are pairing up a pack like this with the Hill People gear, chest rig deal, things like that, and that's probably a pretty good idea. But overall, I would highly recommend this pack for guys looking for a smaller day pack. I'm a huge fan of lumbar packs. I fell in love with the lumbar pack design probably about 2 years ago. And this is probably the ultimate lumbar pack. I don't think you're going to get a better one out there. Just the way it holds stuff, the amount of stuff you can hold with, I think it's one of the biggest lumbar packs that are on the market today. So after doing a lot of research, different companies, things like that, there are some good companies out there. Don't get me wrong, but I think this one is hands down the best pack that I've found. through all my research, through trying different ones, things like that. I don't think you're going to beat this one. That's just me. There are other companies out there that do make good packs. But love the lumbar pack, highly recommend it. But anyways, that's my pack. That's all my stuff laid out. And now I'm going to make me some breakfast and some coffee over the fire. Alright guys, the dogs say hi. Alright, bye.